General Eisenhower on the panel. He stopped here before his inauguration as president. He looked out there and said, "That's duck on a rock," and everybody said, "Yes, sir."
A duck on a rock.
So, that's how it got us.
Yes, sir, Mr. Eisenhower. What I gotta ask him if he knows what the darker colored limestone is, because I saw that earlier and I didn't know. What is the? I had this question earlier, but didn't really see how the limestone layer has much darker streaks. What is that caused by?
That's lichen. We call it desert lichen.
That's a
Or lichen.
Gonna get duck on a rock.
Oh, kind of going to the duck on the rock.
Wherever you see a black streak, that's where water flows.
I'm sure people try and go out there.
Yeah. And if there's no black, water doesn't.
Somebody's trying to climb it already.
And
In there.
it must need some sort of specific condition to.
And it's not everywhere. Like what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the right conditions. Plant, we gotta have water actually flowing down. Not all edges has water.
So, and that acts as an irrigation thing for the lichen. That's interesting because you can see it's actually below the rock.
Yeah.
That stuff that's falling off the top.
So, that's in the stone. Every time it rains, it's beautiful. The cliffs are glistening. Because the water, it's not flowing like a river. It's just kind of absorbing and soaking in. And it's beautiful. In desert temperature.
That's called desert.
Yep. And desert varnish. There's a difference. The lichen and live growth is desert tapestry. Desert varnish is like carbon that bakes on the rock like on a frying pan. So there's two different. Desert tapestry, desert varnish.
Oh, neat.
And the lichen is the dark
That's
stuff.
the tapestry. Yep.
Okay.
And the reddish.
I see the reddish stuff too.
Yep. Yeah, and you can see it on, and if a big chunk of cliff breaks away, it takes years to repatinate. So if like in the red zone, or even over there, if there's a fresh chunk of rock that falls away, what's left is kind of white. It takes a while to repatinate. Yeah, big rocks do go down.
Yeah, I bet.
That temple, you say a temple and butte and mesa are all similar things?
Well, it's just
That's
the reason.
That's my point. It has to do with what was under it.
What's happening is, as it continues to erode, the top's going to get smaller and smaller and smaller. Then it's going to start eroding down.
Okay.
Yep. Now, my friends, a couple of my rock climbing friends have been up there. The top of that, it's like 2 or 3 acres. It's not a point.
It's not a small.
Yeah, it's just so far away. It's hard to get size and distance. That Queen Peak out there, people rock climbing.
So the only way you can really tell the distance is like how much detail is on the walls.
Yeah.
Oh, your visual acuity, how much
Yeah.
you can actually see.
So like I said, every time it rains in this side canyon, the water carries dirt, pebbles, and rocks downhill. And as that, in the wind, which grains of sand around, that erodes too. So all these shapes, this used to be solid. So tectonic plates, the Pacific plate, floated across the mantle of the earth, crashed into the continental plate like this, pushed it up.
The North American is subducted underneath.
Well, this plateau, the size of Texas, was slowly pushed up in one piece, 13,000 feet up into the sky, in one piece. It didn't break up. And geologists are still trying to figure out why didn't it break up or split. So it all rose, this whole land mass was pushed 13,000 feet up into the sky. After it rose up, a tiny little river formed on top. And Chase mentioned Niagara Falls. Headward erosion. if you go to Niagara Falls, and here's the edge of the fall.
We were just there 3 months
Okay.
ago, so
So if you come back in another year, it's 6
it's moved.
feet.
Yeah.
Edward Road.
Upstream.
Yeah, 6 feet every year.
Yep.
So that after this rose up, it was one solid piece. It was like the plains of Kansas and Oklahoma. Tiny little river formed on top. 1 inch of erosion every 100 years.
Add
Took
'em up.
7 million years to haul all this.
Add them up and that.
And here's another controversy. You got this big mesa, or this big plateau sitting up in the air by itself. The river, why didn't the river go around either side of it instead of cutting through this huge chunk of rock sitting up in the sky? There's different theories.
Okay.
So the geologists, they all like to argue over whose theory is the best.
Which one is better?
And as they get more technology, the story changes.
With whatever evidence
Yeah,
arises to, and explanations for that evidence.
it's always changing. And the old farts, they don't like to admit that, oh, my theory is outdated now. So
About hour and 15.
yeah, from here we're going to
It's
head
right in the
over
middle of it.
to Yavapai. And